full range of motion when working out and building muscles. Full range of motion simply means you're working your entire muscle group while working out. If you're working your triceps, biceps, that means that you're going all the way down and you're coming all the way up, the standard, proper definition way, and you're working their entire muscle group. And I heard somebody say the other day, and I heard a couple of times, people response, and they comment and telling people, you're not working, you're not doing the full range of motion. You're wasting your time. No, you are not wasting your time. You are simply just not working the entire muscle group. You will still build muscles. That's just like when I was an instructor in the military. I became Master Fitness, went to Master Fitness school in the military and trained hundreds of soldiers. And my thing was on the proper technique that was taught in the school on how to do push-ups, to go all the way down and come all the way back up to get the full range of motion out of that particular muscle group. However, even though you teach that and you stay on top of people as you're training them, they still tend to not do it properly. If you're not standing there watching them and correcting them the whole time. However, you will still build muscles. You're not, so to speak, wasting your time. It's just that you're not working that entire muscle group. Perhaps you will build muscles, okay? You will build muscles, but if you work the entire muscle group and get the full range of motion out of it, well, then your entire muscles are working, and then it may look just a little bit different. That's all. But it's no such thing if you lifting weights and if you don't do the entire full range of motion that you're not building muscles. That is false. Okay? Let's get that out of the way. But I understand the full range of motion is so important. And the reason I'm discussing this because I hear it so often. Anybody come on here and they just be talking. I don't know whether some of them are trainers or some of them are just giving their opinions, but I hear this thing so often. Dude, you're wasting your time. False. Just when you do once again, I'm going to make sure I make this clear. It's just that when you do the full range of motion, you're just working that entire muscle group. So if you're doing the push-up and you go halfway down, well, then you only working so much of that muscle group. You're going to develop and you'll have tricep, you have chest, you'll get some of that. But if you just go all the way down on your push-ups, all right, to where your chest is maybe come all the way down to maybe an inch off the floor, whatever the case may be, and come back up and lock out, it's just that you're working your entire muscle group and your body or the muscles you're trying to build will look a little bit differently, but you will build muscles either way. Okay, so we'll get that out the way. And then number 2, on building muscles, I hear a lot of other things as well about, people coming on here telling people, dude, you're moving the weight, that kind of weight, this is the wrong way. Well, again, here's a disagreement, and I'm a fitness trainer. I don't tell people what they have to do it this way or it doesn't work. First of all, I do evaluation when working with people. If somebody is already built and they've been working out for a long time, I work with them on whatever they tell me wherever they're trying to get to. Because if they got muscles, they toned up and cut up. However they did it, they are where everybody's trying to get to. So I'm not here to try to sound in left field, telling somebody they're wrong. Because when somebody has been working out and building muscle for a long time, like when you go to the gym, you'll see guys over there, they'll take the dumbbell and they can do it this way, they can do it that way, they can do all kinds of things. The reason they can do it that way, because they have been working for years on it. And that's the biggest thing. Obviously, somebody walking there who never worked out and never done some of the stuff they're doing. I'm talking about in the gym. See these big guys in there working out. You see somebody in there working out who's been perhaps doing this for a while. You don't want to grab the weight and try to mock what they're doing, looking at them, and grabbing the wrong amount of weight. Because that's the biggest thing right there, the wrong amount of weight. Dude, you gonna tear your rotator cuff. Well, they ain't tore theirs, because they've been doing a certain thing. They may have started out with 5 pounds. You don't know where they started out, but whatever they're doing is working. There's no such thing as try to tell a person what they can't do when they got the muscles to do it, which is important. Okay, you can coach and talk to them and tell them some things from your perspective, but if you're already built and cut up, I'm not, you're not gonna go in there sounding, like you're in left field, trying to tell them what to do when they're already where most people want to be. So the thing about building muscles, the key thing is before you grab any weight, before you start anywhere, you have to know where you're trying to go or what you're trying to build. My thing is have a plan. My thing is if you want to build, you want to start out, okay, and you want to build biceps, okay, and then we'll talk about the full range of motion. That has to be explained to you. If you just go all the way down and you come all the way up and all the way up, the full range of motion, you work in the entire muscle group. Okay? If you just take the dumbbells or the weights, like I see a lot of builders do, they take it and they do like this right here. And they'll tell you, I'm just working on getting that egg, whatever. Those guys know what they're doing. I'm not gonna walk up there, you do it the wrong way. No, I'm not getting myself in trouble saying that like that. Some big, huge guy been doing this for 20 years, and you walking up trying to tell him that he's wrong. He's not wrong. He know what he's doing. He's already there. But my point is, somebody else can't walk in there and try to grab the weight and do what he's doing. Whatever they're doing, they've been doing it for a while. What am I getting at? My only thing I'm getting at, there's a certain way to do things if you have the muscles and you work your way up to it. Okay? When you work your way up to a lot of things, again, when you go to the gym and see a lot of these guys, they are in another world. They do whatever they want to do. They have the weights all kinds of weight across their shoulder. They do it back here. They can do whatever they want to do. The reason they can do that is because they have the muscles to do it, which is the most important thing. Yeah, you'll tear a rotator cuff, you'll tear this or you'll hurt that or whatever if you got too much weight on there. If you're starting out and going to the gym and your thing is you want to start out with weights and when you never lift weights, you have hardly no muscles, you want to start out with something very light. Get you something that you can do at least 8 to 12 reps. And that's what you want to get, as far as starting out. You may want to start with 5-pound dumbbells according to what you're working on. You're working on curls, start out with 10 pounds, 5, 10, 15, again, 8 to 12, that you can do. And then you can always move up. But the problem more so is having too much weight on there and you don't have the muscles. That's the problem. And I know people throw a whole lot of things out there. Myself, I come on here and work out and do all kinds of stuff. I can do it because I've been doing it for years. I'm a senior to it, by the way. In great shape. And I do all kinds of stuff. I can take my weight and put it back here. I can put it across there. I've been able to build muscles in so many different ways. And anybody can do it as well. Just like the guys in the gym do what they want to do and build muscles and look great. Anybody else can get there, but you got to start from scratch to get there. So the point of trying to tell somebody they're wrong for doing a diamond push-up and they got cuts and tone all throughout their arm, well, you're doing a diamond wrong. We can't be doing too wrong. If he got tricep muscles and he's built, whatever he's been doing, or whatever he's been doing it that way, well, it works for him. And if it works for him, it'll work for anybody else. You just got to know where to start at. If he's doing 100 of those diamonds and he got them triceps and he got these delts and everything because of that, well then, whether he goes all the way down or halfway down or whatever the case may be, that's something that he or she has been doing for a long time, and it works. Again, let's go back again. Starting out, you can't do that if you're not there. You don't have the muscles. That's where the tear, that's where the pain, that's where you can hurt yourself at if you do not have the muscle to be grabbing that kind of weight off the rack. You watch those guys, they're competitive, nature kicks in there. You want to, show that I can do this too. And that's a mistake. Or trying to get there in a hurry. I want to get built in 1 week. I want to build these delts up in 1 week. I want to build this chest up in 1 week. No. Number one, you don't have to. And number two, it takes time. It takes time to get to where you want to be, get built, tone muscles, and for them to grow and tone out and get them the way you want them. But this criticism of trying to tell somebody else they wrong, I don't. That's something I don't do. I will give my opinion, but if I see a person on YouTube and he or she is built, whatever they're doing, I'm looking at it and saying, okay, wow, they're doing it a little differently. But when I see them muscles and they're toned and built and it's working for them, I don't have anything negative to say. If they got muscles, it must be working. It's not anything for me to say, well, that's not the right way. I guess it can be said that, I would do it this way because I am trying to build this, or I like to work my entire muscle group to get the full range of motion because I want to look a certain way. I can give that kind of comment. But to tell somebody that they're wrong and it's working for them, their legs is built, their legs is toned, everything is built up, but I got a negative comment about whatever. That don't make any sense. Why? Why would I do that? Why would anybody do that when they don't know what you're talking about, when they already built? It's nonsense. So the thing is, working out is not so much rocket science. It's not. You have to know where your body is at. And sometimes, yes, some of us need trainers. Some of us need somebody standing right there with us to say, no, use this amount of weight and let's take it all the way down. Let's take it all the way up. We'll start out doing the full range of motion, okay? And then once you get built, okay, and once the muscles start getting toned up and built up, if you want to start doing it a different way to work certain things, like some guys, like I said, some guys do this right here with them biceps, they have enough weight on there and they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing because they got an egg about that big in their arm. Nobody needs to criticize or say anything. If you want to do it a different way, fine. But what he's doing or she doing is working. And that's something that can be somebody can take something out of that. Okay, they built to a certain point. So, okay, now they're just working like this right here, saying they're building the egg up, making it more round. I'm talking about in the bicep muscles. Okay, right there. I don't need to come over here and say, man, that ain't going to work for you because you're not doing the full range of motion. I don't need to say that. Why do I need to say that? When he or she arm is that big and they're developed. It's no need for that. Again, working out is not rocket science. Simply do not put too much weight on there and try to overexert yourself, getting into a competitive spirit when you go in the gym trying to lift too much weight. You will tear something. And that is the key. The key is knowing where you at once again and starting from there. If you're on the floor or whatever, you start from there and work your way up. If you put too much weight on there and try to do too much, you most likely will tear something or hurt yourself. Or if you already built and you've been lifting weights and you happen to grab and you so used to curling, let's just say you used to curling 100 pounds. Okay, so one day you come in there and say, I'm gonna put 200 on there. And you sit there and grunt out 200 pounds knowing that is too much. Well, then you can hurt something because you don't have the muscles. Even though you got muscles, you don't have the muscles. You're not there to be curling 200 pounds. Once again, I'm going back to the weight, right? I'm going back to amount of weight. That's what I'm going back to. Because that's where the tear is going to come at. That's where the mindset and the consciousness have to be at, is on the amount of weight. Okay? Because when you working out and you doing all kind of different things that's off the charts, you can do that. If you have been working, you started from scratch, 5 pounds, and work your way up. I've been doing this right here, okay? I take the weight, turn it sideways. I've been doing this for the last 2 years, and I went from 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds, and I can do 10 to 12 reps, whatever, 15 reps, okay? And it works. My arms toned up, delts, okay, traps, and it's looking good. I change over to the other arm, it works good. I don't have nothing to say about that. I may tell you, I do things maybe another way to get there, but what you are doing is not wrong. There's little coaching nuggets that you can give people without trying to criticize and tell somebody they're wrong when they already built. I can see, trying to coach somebody up who don't know what they're doing and they got too much weight on there and you grunting and you about to tear something. You about to get a hernia. You about to get a hernia because you're doing too much. Or you about to tear a delt or whatever, rotator, whatever, because you have too much weight. All right? Not so much of how you're doing it, is you have too much weight on there to be doing what you are doing. Because if you take a 5 pound and you say, I'm going to go across here with that, or 2 pound, you probably ain't going to tear nothing. Okay? You're not going to probably tear anything. Okay? But if you take a 30 pounds and you don't have the muscles, well then you're going to probably hurt yourself. So what's my point? What am I getting at here? The most important thing, as I've trained many people over the years in weights, in regular exercise, the whole 9 yards, is that if you're going to do the weights, or if you're going to do any exercise, know where you are at. Know where your body is at. Know your starting point. Don't get out there and get competitive in some environment, seeing people around you, and try to do too much and tear something. Don't try to grab too much weight off a rack, knowing that that's way over you. That's when you tear something. Start out where you are at and work your way up, and then you'll be just fine. You'll be able to do different variety type of exercise with weights like the bodybuilders do. Because most of the bodybuilders have their own world. They do what they want to do, and it works for them. I'm not here to criticize them. I'm not here to try to tell them they're wrong when they already got the muscles that everybody's trying to get. That's not what I do. Of course, I don't criticize nobody anyway. I don't even get the point of it. But coaching and the whole 9 yards of telling somebody that they're doing something wrong, that they do a push-ups or whatever, and you're wasting your time. False. I want to go back to that again. False. If you're doing the curls and if you're not coming all the way up, you're just wasting your time. No, you're not wasting your time. You're just not doing the full range of motion. You're going to build some muscles in there. However, if you go all the way down with the barbell, for example, and come all the way back up, you just work the entire muscle group. Perhaps going this way, you're only working a small portion and you can get that round egg in there. Okay, for example, use that as an example. Okay, same thing with tricep. Tricep, you go all the way back and lock out. If you're going that way, then you come all the way back. Okay, then I've seen somebody on there, some guy was doing it. Okay, like this right here. Sorry, someone, you're going too fast. Well, maybe going too fast for you, but he's still working muscles. The muscles are still getting work. Maybe he or she should slow it down or whatever. Maybe he or she should hold it maybe another second more, maybe. But if they got muscles and it's working for them, it's working. It's working. They have the proper amount of weight. They're doing it at ease. They're going like this right here. They're going like this right here. And they've been doing it for a minute. Apparently it works for them. Okay? Okay, it worked for them. My only thing that I would mention, I say, if it was me, I said, I probably would hold it a little bit longer. I said, I think you probably can get more out of your delts, a little bit more out of your delts. But then I would say, I don't know what you're trying to work. You look amazing. But I'm not going to sit there and try to tell somebody what's not working for them. And when I see all their muscles, everything is obvious. You can see it. When you're on YouTube or wherever you're looking at, this person got muscles. How am I going to come in here and tell you that you're wrong? Most of the stuff to get there, and by me being a trainer, I don't train anymore, but I just do, more or less work on myself now. But by me being a trainer, my thing is not to do a lot of telling people what they can't do. I only would say something if I see you on there a newbie, you new, and you may perhaps doing something that I think gonna hurt yourself. Most of the experienced people, I don't have nothing bad to say about you. When you got all of this right here, I don't have anything bad, because that speaks for itself. What am I or anybody else gonna say? I don't want to make myself sound silly, by trying to say something when you're already there. Okay? But it's not rocket science. It's not telling people what they can't do, or it's not working. It's just that full range of motion. If you go down further or go all the way out and lock your elbows out, you will work the entire muscle group more. It's, again, don't know where you're trying to get to. Maybe you're not trying to get all the way out there. Maybe you're trying to, like this right here, maybe you're just trying to work your delts. I don't know. But my comment would be, if you say I'm just trying to work my delts, okay, I get it. If you say I'm trying to work my triceps and all of that, and you're going, again, if I had any comment, I probably would say, if it was me, I may just lock out a little bit more, just to get a little bit more out of it, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. But this stuff is not rocket science. Everybody doesn't have to be cut up and tore down and told that you don't know what you're doing, even though they got the body and the muscles. Because I've been on here working out with my shirt off, and I'm pretty built. And I'm a senior. I've been doing this for a long time. I do all kind of stuff. I do it my way. And I do everything, from holding the weight, any kind of weight I want to, because I've been doing it a long time. I have never tore anything because I understand the amount of weight. If I put the wrong weight on there, I've been tore something a long time ago. Not just now, it had been done a long time ago. Or it can happen any day if you're working out the wrong amount of weight. That's the thing you have to know. Coming back again, you got to know where you're at. You got to understand you're at the starting point. Okay? You're not there yet to do all these exotic different types of things yet. But that's the key. Full range of motion, okay? Entire muscle group, but going down halfway or coming up this way or going up halfway, you are still building muscle. You're not wasting your time. It's just that you would get more out of it if you go all the way up and lock out, they come all the way back down. That's all it is. You're getting full range of motion out of it. Halfway, you can feel the contraction with the weight. You will feel it in your delts. You'll still feel it. And you still build something, just like this right here. You'll build something. It's just that you will build the muscle group a lot more if you went all the way up and locked out and got the full range of motion out of it. That's all. This is Master Fitness. Like and subscribe, and come on over to Master Fitness, and let's work together. This is Master Fitness, the building of a machine.